My name is Matthew Tan, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought my late grandmother, Neonu Cecilia Tan, was just a gentle old Peranakan woman who made too many pineapple tarts and told ghost stories in a mix of Baba Malay and Queen's English.
I didn't realize she was sitting on an empire, not until her lawyer read her will.
To the outside world, our family looked tight-knit.
Sunday lunches at her Katong bungalow, pastel quiz stacked like gemstones, laughter echoing under the wooden beams.
But behind closed doors, my mother and her two siblings were always measuring each other who visited Mum more, who got which family heirloom, who was angling to inherit the most. Grandma passed quietly in her sleep. She was 91. Her funeral was a week-long affair in Singapore, a sea of batik, chessmen, and distant relatives arriving from Penang, Malacca, even London.
The bomb dropped at the lawyer's office.
Her estate included the Katong shop house.
She'd lived in since 1956 properties in Georgetown. Penang, a collection of priceless Nonyo ceramics and heirloom jewelry shares in the family's traditional food business. Bungaraya Debits and an undisclosed trust fund set up in Malaysia Virion set forward as the lawyer cleared his throat. To my eldest, Amanda Tan, my mother, I leave the Penang properties and 40% of the shares in Bungaraya Delights. Amanda's lips curled slightly. She always thought she deserved more. She practically ran the business in her youth while raising me alone after my father disappeared into an oil rig job and never came back.
To my second, Daniel Tan, I leave the Singapore shop house and 40% of the shares. Daniel blinked. He was the golden child, the banker in Kuala Lumpur.
Always too busy for family gatherings unless grandma promised roast duck and a fat and pow.
He looked stunned. The shop house was beautiful, but required constant maintenance, and shares meant nothing if Amanda didn't cooperate.
And to my youngest, Elizabeth Tan, I leave the remaining 20% of the shares and the trust fund. Elizabeth, or Lizzie as we called her, was the wild card. A yoga teacher in Bali, once an artist in Chiang Mai. She was rarely in the same country for more than a year. But the trust, that got everyone's attention. The lawyer paused, then added, the trust fund may only be accessed once all three siblings agree on the future direction of Bungaraya Delights. A beat of silence, then Daniel snorted. So we're being forced to work together? Amanda's voice was flat.
She knew we'd never agree, and she was right.
Grandma Cecilia had left us her empire, but also her final lesson, family harmony, or nothing at all. Over the next few weeks, it got ugly.
Amanda accused Daniel of financial mismanagement. He wanted to modernize the brand and license it out internationally. Daniel called Amanda old-fashioned. She insisted on keeping the recipes untouched and the business local. Lizzie?
She just wanted to turn part of the Georgetown house into a wellness retreat and start an organic queue. Meetings turned into shouting matches.
Old wounds reopened. You always took my side. You never came home unless there was money involved. You think pineapple tart enlightenment is a business plan?
And me, I sat in the corner, notebook in hand, watching the collapse.
Until I found a letter, hidden inside Grandma's favorite porcelain jewelry box, wrapped in a handkerchief with embroidered peonies. To Matthew, you are the only one who listens more than you speak.
This family is not broken, it's loud, stubborn, and proud.
Keep them talking, that's the key.
Love, Ma, and that's why I've started writing it all down.
The inheritance, the fights, the absurdity, the heartbreak. Because maybe the legacy Grandma left us isn't just money, houses, or antique porcelain, maybe it's the story.
And maybe, by telling it, we'll finally find a way back to each other.